Here's the Tivoli Gardens lineup. Exactly the same starting roster that beat Vere by 1-0 last week. Number 10, Jermaine Johnson, starts on the bench again. And Rashane Thompson, who scored last week against Vere, gets his spot again in the number 19 shirt.
Yeah, and this Tivoli Garden team really, as I said, running into form at the right time, and no lost in their last 5 games. In fact, just 1 loss all season, and definitely looking potent.
Humberland coming in here with Petrie in goal, Roden, Chambers, Watson, the 37-year-old, Rodney, Vanzi, Graham, Dallas, Lewis, Lewin and Clemens. Several 30-plus players in this Humberland lineup, so they're veterans, many of them. LeBron Williams starts on the bench. Back at the UWI JFF Captain Horsburgh Centre of Excellence for Jamaica Premier League football, powered by Digicel, and the Tivoli Gardens are getting ready to battle Humberland here. This, as we said, an important fixture for Tivoli Gardens, because a victory here for them very, very important. They're on the cusp of qualifying for the playoffs, but they need a win to be a little bit more secure in that position.
This Humberland team just haven't really gotten their season going consistently, got going late, and was not able to put a decent run together. Didn't lose their game by much, and when they least expect to win, they have done so. So Tivoli must be mindful of that.
So the kick-off, and Humberland inside their own half, just knocking the ball around and getting their players to have a feel of it. Vanzi all the way back in defence for his team, the midfielder.
And that's where he has been employed or deployed for the last 3 games, with the absence, I think, of Linville Lewis. And he has fitted in so well, and that tells you about the quality of this player. 5 goals from midfield and now as a centre half, so very good player.
Yeah, Watson sliced the ball through very, very expertly. Not sure if that was a shot on goal or it was a pass intended for the onrushing Lorenzo Lewin there. Jamari Dallas finding himself with some room down the right flank, and thought could have held the ball up just a little bit more and allowed his forward men to position themselves into the 18-yard box.
Yeah, probably just needed to delay, was trying to pick out the play on the far side, just looking for that curved ball into the box. Didn't come, didn't execute it well.
It was Philip Williams, the man in charge at Tivoli Gardens at the moment.
Has roots in my parish, Philip. Stone in Trelawney.
And there's Andrew Price, former coach and player. One effort there on goal, and an appeal that he was being held on to here, Javon Watson. Yeah.
I think he was just trying to find some excuse as to why he didn't finish that one off. Should have done much better. I'm not sure if whatever contact he or whatever holding on to he felt he was experiencing really caused him to hit that one over the top.
Yeah, found himself free there on the far post. A difficult ball, was airborne, just bouncing right in front of him, so there needed to be a clinical application there to get that one off.
Right, with that, the ball dropping over the shoulder, never easy to deal with.
Yeah. Clennon goes wide here to Dallas. Dallas holds the ball up. Handball. Detroit Gray taking the ball on the arm.
I mean, what we've seen here from Humberland there, they're playing pretty much a 4-3-3. Tivoli looking to employ a 4-4-2, more of a diamond in the middle. Wide players will tuck in to outnumber the 3 players for Humberland.
Yeah, there's the speedy Gray getting away down the right side under some pressure. I think he's won himself a corner here. He has. Yeah, very speedy Gray.
Will cause a lot of problems, and if those wide attacking players for Humberland in that front three of the 4-3-3 don't get back in terms of assisting, or midfielders dropping deep and breaking out, then Gray may have a field day 1v1 against the fullbacks.
Corner here to Tivoli. He struck left-footed. Lots of tangerine shirts in the box waiting for the opportunity. Price tries to head toward goal. Oh, the overhead kick. And it squeezes past the goalkeeper. Tivoli in front. I thought he had it.
But he appeared to have it for a moment. It seems to be Horatio Morgan with that strike. Didn't get much power on it, but I often say when you place the ball about a foot away from either side, either post rather, then it's always going to be difficult for the goalkeeper. So Lance, that's a firm hand required. Didn't really get a firm hand on it to put it around the post. Now we understand he's their third choice goalkeeper. First choice goalkeeper away on national duties, but one out, the second one out injured, but really not good showing there from the goalkeeper. Needed a strong hand and didn't provide that.
Yeah, there wasn't much power on the header. Fairly good placement on the shot, overhead kick from Morgan, we have to say. So it was a fairly good effort to get the ball on goal, but there was not a lot of pace on it. And here's Tivoli, rampant early in the game. Devroy Gray. Oh, his pass is a little bit tough here for.
The thing with that that shot, I think not having the power, yeah, it's one, but the placement was good in the end. They're just so close to the far post there, and that I think is why he has been credited with a goal here. Really the placement, not necessarily the power, and oftentimes we say finishing is really a pass into the goal, not necessarily a full-blooded drive.
Watson. Foul. Free kick to Humberland, and Vancy wants it.
Yeah, the set pieces are crucial for Humberland, and he always comes up, whether it's playing the defensive midfield role or he's playing centre back. His quality, his delivery, and if it's closer to goal, his free kicks on goal are good.
6 green Humberland shirts hovering near the 18-yard box for scoring opportunities. Unsuccessful though.
The technical team not pleased with that call. All three of them up in unison. Against good teams and struggling in a league, you feel set pieces are crucial for them. Roden normally a good deliver for Humberland.
Finley with the clearance up. Price just shepherding the ball back to his goalkeeper Watkins, whose kick out is long, searching for Devroy Gray. Gray has it. Tivoli on the advance here with Anthony Nelson down the right flank. And he's successfully challenged by Afiba Chambers, former Reno man, putting the challenge in. So Horatio Morgan on the score sheet early for Tivoli. His first goal of the season. Tivoli have 7 different goal scorers on this season, which will please their coach Philip Williams.
Yeah, for sure, and it makes it difficult for opponents to really deal with them and shut them down or close them out, because they can't get goals from all over the park. That's always a good sign of a team looking to go all the way. And Coach Williams certainly will be pleased with that. Goals coming from midfield are always vital for teams that go on to win championship or really challenge to the last phase of the tournament. But early goal here for Tivoli, certainly what they would have ordered here. And if you told them they would have gotten a goal in the first 5 minutes, they would have certainly take that. What they will look to do now is to try and do what Dunbar Holden didn't do in the first game, which is to try and add to that early and try and close the game out or make it difficult for Umberline. As long as it's a goal, then Umberline will feel like they're still in it.
Flemings, the right full back for Tivoli Gardens. Free kick to Humberland. Four Humberland green shirts on the edge of the 18-yard area. Make it 5 now. Good searching ball inside. Romney's pass out to the right.
Javon Watson here, I think the season is just not long enough for him. He came in late and first game really was out of condition physically. And as the weeks have gone by, he has begun to show his class and his experience in this team.
Chambers across there to Roden. Now Morgan, the goal scorer, is hustled off the ball by Mark Rodney. Well, that's Gregor Lewis, in fact, who challenged him. Lewis, 33 years old, one of the several 30-plus players in this Humberland lineup.
I think both players got a piece of him, and it's a foul any way you look at it from both players.
Price and Pennacook have been solid in defence for Tivoli Gardens all season. Campbell, Price. Garnett, man of the match last week for Tivoli Gardens. Garnett was really outstanding in their win over Veer, table toppers at the time.
Yeah, that was a very good win for Tivoli Gardens. And it's not easy to score on Veer. They've had a decent record so far this season as Veer.
Good boot there coming in. Push of our Campbell to keep the danger out, at least temporarily. Fancies cross inside, battles with a swirling wind, and Tivoli are on the counter attack.
I think they just missed the trick for a moment, but maybe they still might make something of it.
Effort on goal, fine strike, but punched over the top there. Petrie makes up for his bad play earlier on, and the Bauer strike left-footed brought the best out in him. Bauer is not challenged, so he has time and composure to pick his spot, and the fingertip save from Petrie denies him.
Yeah, got a good ball, found himself in a lot of space, looked for the pass, wasn't on, and he just decided to add a pop. I think that was creeping onto the crossbar.
Corner low for Tivoli. They've won another corner, I think, yeah.
I'm pretty sure they won't want to suffer the fate of missing good chances early here at Tivoli. Close it out and get a go-ahead goal.
Here's the other corner to the far post it goes, and it bends too much and goes on top of the net.
Yeah, Petrie was a little concerned for a moment there.
Yeah, I was judging from his reaction. He looked a little bit frantic going for the ball. I thought it was heading for the far post. Vance's long ball upfield. Campbell puts the chase on. Yeah, that's a foul for sure on Shamari Dallas, who was getting away from Price.
Yeah, it was a good searching ball from Vanzi. Still had a lot of work to do, Dallas, so you have to give him credit. He made that pass look good as well.
Long ball aiming there for Clennon. Clennon makes himself available in the box, but the ball just a little bit too high for him. Whistle. At the same time, Pennycook was winning possession. I think the kick is for Tivoli though, because there was an infringement. Yeah, it was Clennon there who put his arm up very quickly just now to Vanzi, signaling he wanted the ball.
Yeah, Clennon has since coming into the team, has been a focal point up front for Humberland. Once they get a ball, they ping it to him. He looks for the flick on or hold it up well. Good, big, tall, strong player, and providing a good focal point for Humberland.
Yeah, foul there.
And the player foul there, easily their best player of the season. Captain today, Andrew Vanzi. Time feared that he was doing too much work, had to be pulled out of a game because of a slight injury, but as we see here, confirmation here, Tivoli Gardens leading Humberland by a 0-0 goal in the 5th minute. Horatio Morgan overhead kick. I have to say well executed because it was away from goalkeeper Patrick, who you feel could have done better, but the placement really contributed to his difficulties.
There's Gregory Lewis, long ball downfield here, looking for Clennon. Clennon tried to make himself with an opportunity here, still fine strike on goal just wide of the target. That wasn't a bad build-up there. Lorenzo Lewin coming onto the end of the pass from Clennon. It's the long ball left from deep, and very good moment there for Humberland, who are looking equal to the task here to put some pressure on Tivoli and not have the Kingston team just stride away with the victory.
Yeah, a little bit pressure came on Lewin there, but again Clennon providing that opportunity for Humberland to play more direct, so they can vary their mode of attack, a build up play or going direct. Good pass into Lewin from Clennon, and you felt Lewin should have definitely made the goalkeeper work there. Watkins should have had some work to do.
Some pressure there for Mark Rodney from behind by Bars. Throw to Tivoli on the left side. Tivoli joint top of the table on the live table at the moment with Waterhouse with this 1-0 advantage. Barrington Price, the big 28-year-old captain for Tivoli at central defence, to Shamar Campbell. Watson manhandles Campbell and gets it. Dallas goes away, and look at Price chasing Campbell. Campbell steers the ball away from Price. I guess sensible. Price is probably 40 pounds heavier than Dallas is, so he doesn't want to make contact with a big central defender. Yeah, an appeal there for a foul. The goalkeeper came for it Watkins in a collision there with Clennon. And the goalkeeper Watkins is hurt at the moment.
Yeah, Clennon contesting that he didn't really get any of the ball. It was all aim.
Yeah.
And that's why he feels he should have been given a penalty.
Let's see what happened here. The long ball. Clennon goes high for it here. Wow.
Yeah, that was clumsy.
Yeah.
That was very clumsy from Watkins.
Watkins clatters into Clennon. Yeah, if that happened to me as a forward, I'd want something.
I definitely agree. For sure, he got pretty much none of the ball, all of Clennon, and surprisingly, you look at it, because he's airborne, and the referee tends to favour the goalkeeper once they go airborne. If that was on the ground and he had gone and challenged for that on the turf and gotten Clennon, I say that would have been a penalty.
Yeah, I have a lot of sympathy for goalkeepers when they challenge on the ground for balls and their arm just barely touches the boot of the player. Boot player goes tumbling over and there's a penalty. Sometimes even a red card for the goalkeeper. But yeah, I think Clennon, has every right to feel a little hurt by what has happened there, because it was a very, very heavy clatter on him from the goalkeeper Watkins. Clennon, who has played a lot of his professional football outside of Jamaica, did play for Waterhouse between 2009 and 2013, and then Arnett Gardens a couple of seasons after that, but also spent some time in Finland and also in Azerbaijan. Andre Clennon.
And yeah, he's showing good quality. Like I said, his size makes him a good target player.
Devroy Gray holds the ball well. Tries to slide the ball forward there, but Sujay Graham got in the way and blocked the advance, and Humberland Tivoli leading by 1-0 on the Horatio Morgan goal early. The scoreline favouring Tivoli at the moment means that Tivoli are joint top of the table on 16 points with Waterhouse. Waterhouse though with a +9 goal difference, superior to Tivoli's +3. But Tivoli at the moment have swept past Dunbeholden, Mount Pleasant, Vere and Cavalier to occupy the number 2 spot in the playoff race. Remember that the top 2 teams automatically go to the semi-finals, and the teams 3 to 6 go into the, you could call it, quarter-final phase of the playoffs, but the top 6 are the teams that go to the playoffs.
And at the moment, Tivoli looking sure to go with this one, and having a running you feel Tivoli based on this current scoreline and the game they have to play next in the final round, or day of the preliminary round. Malines were already out of contention for top 6.
Yeah, pretty team effort there on goal coming from Anthony Nelson. Didn't really press the goalkeeper too much, Nelson, with that effort.
Still with 1 goal in it, and only 22 minutes gone in this one. And the water break here. It's a long way for Tivoli to be thinking that it's done and dry for them.
Yeah, there's big Barrington Price, captain of this Tivoli Gardens team, himself, and as we head to the water break, himself and Odine Pennicook responsible for Tivoli being very, very solid at the back. Tivoli Gardens, they've given up just 7 goals in their 8 matches before today. Only Vere with 6 goals have given up fewer goals so far this season than they have. And I can tell you that Price and Pennicook, that combination in central defence, has gone a long way into ensuring that their defence line is solid.
Yeah, and to be so close in the statistics to a Vere unit coached by Doki, who is normally that well organised, and for some they use the word very defence-minded. I think Tivoli doing a very good job in terms of, and the fact that maybe that's contributing to the fact that they've only lost once this season.
Yeah, As 5-time champions, they're familiar with success in Premier League football. And even though they haven't won the championship since 2011, they've made the playoffs 4 of the last 8 seasons. They were in playoff football 2012. They also made it 2013, 2017 and 2018, this Tivoli team, and are trying to set themselves up for a playoff position in 2021.
And they're definitely in pole position to do so.
Rodney back to Vanzi. Graham fails to hold on to it, and there's a goal scorer, Morgan. Gray under some pressure, but allows a lot of confidence in his dribbling skills. Gray gets the ball across the goal. Threatening, but no one there to finish for Tivoli.
Yeah, Gray let down by his players. Didn't have an overlapping player to his left. And even when he set it up for cross goal to the right, still no player decide to gamble.
Afiba Chambers with the ball for Humberland. Long one going down the left side. Clennon takes it really well. Goes back to Chambers. Chambers in a spot of bother, but got himself out of trouble pretty well. Rodney. Humberland have had a wretched season. They have lost 7 of their 9 games. No team in the Jamaica Premier League has lost more games this season than Humberland has. Started the season with a 5-game losing streak. Improved a bit in the past month to have 2 wins in their last 4, but too little too late.
And I know how frustrating that must have been for Coach Price and others, because their losses have not been heavy losses. 2-1, 1-0. They did suffer a few 3-1 lost, or 1-3-1 loss, but pretty much not that amount. You see a heavy tackle here, a yellow card coming out.
Yeah, Garnett gets the yellow card there for Tivoli Gardens for the late challenge on Shamari Dallas, who has now gone over to the left side of the field, started out on the right. Yeah, there's Garnett going with intent. Doesn't want Dallas to get away and stops him even though the ball had gone.
That final touch there from Dallas is just too good.
Oh, there goes Vanzi trotting up to bolster the attacking numbers.
You won't better than him scoring.
6 players across the box for Humberland looking for scoring opportunities. Ball left behind there, and I think it was Garnett that may have gotten his boot to it, turning it behind for a corner. There's Price, who previously coached Boys Town before moving over to Humberland. Was also a central defender for Boys Town back in his youth days, after his successful Manning Cup days with St. George's College.
Yeah, experienced coach. He did coach Jamaica's beach football team as well.
Yeah. Corner to Humberland. Watkins goes up to punch the ball out, and the ball is headed almost off the line there. I think it's Campbell that got there.
Yeah, it's Campbell. Good defensive work, good positioning. Danger averted now. But Campbell really doing, not a tall player, but really stood tall there. And if not for him, Tivoli would have been level with Humberland.
Yeah, he was right there on the goal line, and the goalkeeper was out of position, and it was Campbell that saved them in the end. Yeah, there he is.
Yeah,
right on the goal line.
Clennon or Lewin who got a touch to that one, both went for it. And Campbell prevented them. Have a look here. Looked like it was Clennon with a back flick.
Yeah. Real action there in the goal mouth there for Tivoli Gardens, keeping their sheet clean at the moment.
So that's just a reminder for Tivoli that Umberland is really still in this game and only a goal in it, so they need to push on to get that second goal.
Hugely disappointing this season has been for Humberland, because last year they weren't a bad team, Humberland. They ended the aborted season in 4th place on 46 points, just 8 off leaders Waterhouse, so they were on course, Humberland, to making the playoffs last year before COVID-19 scuppered the season. So tough for them to take how bad this season has been for them.
Yeah, I think, well, they've complained a lot, well, most persons have, or most teams have, in terms of the lack of pre-season, but it would appear it has affected them the most. And then a few players in terms of like Javon Watson not being there early in the season. So yeah, close shaves.
Yeah. Flemings with the free kick here, way over on the right side for Tivoli Gardens. Look at the number of orange shirts in the box for Tivoli looking for goals. Ha-ha! Yeah, that's it. It's Morgan again. A double. Tivoli Gardens in front by 2 goals to 0, and Humberland sink into further trouble.
Yeah, I don't think there's much that a goalkeeper Patrick could have done on that occasion. Really good ball into the box, to the far post, and what a good header. And no, the marking was pretty poor, because it appears he had the run on the defender, and I think they're contesting that maybe just a nudge there on Rodney, but Rodney had his back to Morgan, and Morgan ghosted in, but it was a decent, very good header from Morgan, and 2 for the midfielder.
Yeah, so Horatio Morgan starts the match without a goal this season, and now he has 2. And only Devroy Gray with 3 has outscored him in this Tivoli setup at the moment.
Not bad at all.
Only the 2nd Premier League season for the 22-year-old. Just had 1 goal last year, I think, Horatio Morgan, in a 4-3 win over Waterhouse in that 7-goal game.
And Tivoli here, on the line here, a bit nervous, waiting on the card colour to come out from the referee. A lot of person feeling it is a red card. Most of those persons are from Tivoli, but it's only a yellow card.
Yeah, Fleming's badly hurt there on that challenge.
I think it was Watson who made it. Javon. Sorry, Thompson.
Here's the challenge again.
It was Lewis.
Yeah, Gregory Lewis. High boot there, the swing caught Fleming's on the inside of the knee.
And in all fairness to him, he was very late. Immediately was very apologetic while he was on the ground holding his hand up to say he was sorry. So not much malice in it, just late. And the player now back to his 2 feet, as Tivoli leading this by 2 goals to 0.
Here comes Morgan again. Left-footed effort by Bars. So Horatio Morgan, 2 goals on the afternoon already for him after 30 minutes. Ball floated right across the box, and here comes Morgan, just timing the header well.
It's a head onto the shoulder into it, but had a lot to do still. But for a small man, he really rose well and got enough on it from head and shoulder to be able to beat goalkeeper Keneal Petrie. And yeah, it's a good work, good ball into the box to the far post, and so often defenders turn and they're facing the ball, watching it, just lose their markers. And he had a good run on Rodney.
Good interchange play here from Tivoli. Gray does well to keep the ball in with his pace. Flemings. Yeah, this time Petrie diving on his near post and clutching onto the ball well.
We see that Fleming is really having
bad pass across by Chambers, and here comes Horatio Morgan. Can he strike for the hat-trick? He hits a tame strike left with it. Maybe a bit of a deflection there, taking the pace off, but that looked a bit of a tired effort there from Morgan. Maybe he feels scoring a brace is enough and he's done for the afternoon.
Not really. I think he was lost his balance, and no Tivoli player got upset with him for being a bit selfish there. And why would they? He has gotten the golden boot so far in this game, so a long way it continued, they probably said. So I think he got a pass on going for goal there.
Powerful strike on goal, but off target.
Yeah, Lorenzo Lewin, I don't think he would have gotten a pass from his, or he's getting a pass from his teammate with that strike.
Yeah, but the ball set up well for him though. You make that kind of run, you see the goal in front of you. It's sort of natural if you are a good kicker of the ball to try your luck. Gray, pressured by Vanzi. Yeah, referee Duarte is very, very quick on the scene there because he saw some afters.
Yeah, it's good refereeing there. He just got in very quickly and nullified anything that was brewing.
A member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, I think, that referee, Duarte. So I guess that's seen as something that he may have been accustomed to outside of football.
True, enforcing the law and maintaining order.
Bowers does well, good skill here by Bowers. Morgan gets away 3. Well, they're being chased by some green shirt Humberland men, putting a lot of pressure on the little man. They may consider him a dangerous person now and target him because he's already scored twice against them.
Yeah, probably too late though. He's already done damage twice, but with 2 goals behind you, it's like a huge win propelling you forward. He is definitely, you expect him to have a good game from here on, and he's showing that. Good runs from deep as a third man running.
Free kick to Tivoli, slightly on the left. Several tangerine shirts in the box waiting for scoring opportunities. Bowers will probably strike this left-footed to get the curve away from the goalkeeper. Yes, that's it. Nelson goes up for the header. He was highest of all, but he didn't connect well. Fleming's attempting to pass to Gray, but Gray not receiving the pass. So Tivoli bossing the game at the moment. As mentioned that they've reached the playoffs 4 times in the last season, last 8 seasons, Tivoli, but Humberland have also achieved that. Humberland were playoff contenders back in 2012, 2015, 16 and 17.
Certainly not going to be in that reckoning this time around, but Tivoli certainly looking to extend their appearance at that level.
Javon Watson's pass, aiming there for Dallas but not getting to Dallas. Price wins it in central defence for Tivoli Gardens. Fleming's pass through to Nelson is a good one, but Nelson is hustled off the ball by Chambers, who challenges the referee's call. Humberland's best season back in 2016-2017 on the Donovan Dukish coaching. Regular season champions they were. 17 wins they posted that year to gather 61 points. 44 goals and 21 against. Second best defensive stats in the last decade. Only Harbourview, conceding 16 goals in 2012-2013, would have been better than Humberland's 21 goals conceded back in 2016-17. Cumberland picking a change. Levon Williams is now on. At the same time, Deborah Gray makes a headed attempt on goal.
Yeah, they took out their left back in Mark Rodney. And look to see if they go to 3 at the back or they maintain their shape. We'll just have a look to see.
Yeah, Vanzi just stumbling over on that challenger as he and Deborah Gray went up. Vanzi, the unquestionable team leader for this Humberland team. As I said, started out the season and typically is a midfield player, but needed at the back now is at central defence. Strike on goal! Rachel Morgan, a hat-trick! The 22-year-old celebrates again, and Tivoli are making Humberland pay for defensive errors.
And whatever they did in terms of taking out Mark Rodney and redincting their defence didn't work. There's no stopping this player today, Horatio Morgan. Just can't stop scoring today. Kept looking for it, kept looking for that hat-trick, and finally it came. And I don't think, as long as he's on the park, I think he'll keep looking for more. Certainly has a golden boot on today. But that's a good finish too. Had a little curve on it as well. I think he just used the defenders as a shield around the goalkeeper there. Just bend it around into that far corner. Second goal going to that corner. The overhead kick went there as well. This one, I think, rivals the header. This is the pick of the bunch.
Yeah, fine strike there by Horatio Morgan. First hat-trick recorded for the season in the Premier League this year.
Coming from a midfield player. It has been a good hat-trick. I have to double check to see if it's a perfect one. Came off the header. Scored now with the right. I think the overhead kick.
Campbell gets in between Williams and Dallas. Just knocking the ball back to his goalkeeper. Price with a very aggressive challenge, and his lieutenant hurt and himself with a yellow card.
Yeah, you felt there's no need for Price to have done that there. Clennon was not immediately threatening goal. Well, it looks certain that Tivoli will go joint top and will only be in second on goal difference.
Well, at the rate at which they're scoring, I wouldn't count on that.
That's true, Lance. I stand corrected there.
Because we're up to 40 minutes, they had scored 3.
Yeah, and they started today with a +2, so they're up to 5. Only but 4 behind, and Margaret looks like he could score more.
Flemings with a header behind. He's given up a corner, so Humberland earning themselves a corner here. And a very tidy performance here from Tivoli Gardens so far. At the moment, their most emphatic scoreline so far for the season. They did post a 3-1 victory over Harbour View. But outside of that, they haven't scored more than 1 goal per game. So this would have to be a very satisfying start here for them. And there goes Morgan again. Let's see what he does here. Deborah Grace in the middle waiting for it. Yeah, but goalkeeper Petrie's right there, takes it easily.
Yeah, he wasn't in a goal scoring position, but certainly looking to be involved in a 4th goal for Tivoli. He's just not tracking his run, Morgan. He's making these runs from deep, out into out, and they're definitely not picking him up. It's always dangerous runners from deep. Very often their runs are not tracked by those who were deep with them, and then those who are further ahead of them have other players dealing with, and will have to make up their mind as to who to go with. And so far, no one has gone with him.
an afternoon for Morgan. No shots on target up to this point in the season before today. But he strikes 3 on target today and hits the net with them all. And spare a thought for Deveroy Gray, who has spent the last 2 months and a couple of weeks scoring 3 goals to be Tivoli's leading goal scorer.
And to be
with 3 goals. And in 35 minutes of football, he has Morgan joining him as the team's leading scorer up to 35 minutes.
Yeah, I don't think he'll mind that though.
No, he's fine. If he's a team man, I'm sure he's okay. Cook with a header out. Very skillfully done. Always awkward, those balls searing into your 6-yard box, and as a central defender you've got to decide what to do with it.
And in the motion of running back as well, to try and get contact on it in a way to get it high or wide, which is what defenders try to do with the headers. And yeah, he did well on that occasion.
Has been, without question, one of the top central defenders in the Premier League this year. Cook for Tivoli Gardens. And with a solid captain Barrington Price beside him, this certainly makes the Tivoli defense look solid. Nelson has a lot of pace and uses it here. Yeah, puts a bit of a shove there on Dallas and gives up a free kick.
I think Dallas realized that he might have, if he had allowed that race to continue much longer, he wouldn't have the endurance to go. So he did well. He just went across the line, put his body between the ball and the player, and initiated contact.
Nelson was using his pace well there. Graham for Humberland. Williams. Skillful player, Levon Williams.
Yeah, on that occasion he just pushed it through the legs there.
He has been one of the leading attacking players for Humberland over the years, Levon Williams. Former Lennon man. Had 8 goals in the 2018-2019 season, his best season, Levon Williams, that year. The former Lennon Da Costa Cup player, Levon Williams. Free kick to Humberland. Can they pull something back here? 13 fouls for Tivoli Gardens, so they've come into this game with a lot of intent. They want 3 points and they're going to make sure they get it, so they're stamping their authority in every aspect of the game. Gregory Lewis with a free kick for Humberland. 2 minutes added on for stoppages. 1.5 minutes of that already expired, so not much time left here, and Tivoli are sitting on a comfortable 3-0 advantage. Lewis, let's see what he aims for here. For the penalty spot he goes, and Flemings is forced to head the ball behind for a corner. He certainly headed that one toward his goal. It was high, but he headed it in the direction of the goal.
Yeah, I see there the goalkeeper Watkins having a conversation with him, and I think he said to him, "No worry, I had that under control."
Yeah. Humberland pull one back. Fine strike there, Lorenzo Lewin. Inside the 6-yard box, finding himself free, no one challenging him. And just ticks before the half-time break, Humberland pulls something back here to give themselves at least some bit of momentum to start the second half. 3-1, Tivoli in front.
Tivoli here, aggrieved here. They're saying that the ball came off the arm of the goal scorer, or the player that it would have made contact before it fell to Lewin. And Lewin, he didn't stop to partake in that discussion. You see Javon Watson here making.
That looks pretty close.
Very close.
I'm not sure. It's inconclusive from what I just saw.
Yes.
We'd have to take a second look at it, but it certainly went close to his arm. If it touched it, I don't know. But there's a first half hero, Horatio Morgan. having a word there with the referee. I think he's pretty certain that Lewin handled the ball before he kicked it in. So the Tivoli team not happy with how the first half ended, but they'll be happy with how the first half went. We're ready for the second half of this Jamaica Premier League match, powered by TGFC. UWI-JFF Captain Horsburgh Centre of Excellence, the venue, and it's Tivoli Gardens leading Humberland by 3-1. A hat-trick from the 22-year-old Horatio Morgan, propelling Tivoli into a comfortable lead. For Lorenzo Lewin, pulled one back for Humberland just before the half-time whistle. And there he is immediately with a ball, Lewin.
He's a busy player for Humberland, Lewin, and I guess just reward for him all season long has been, really, they call him the Dragon, so displayed some fire on that goal.
Yeah, only the fourth scorer for Humberland so far this season. Andrew Van Zyl, Yvonne Williams and Vishnu Harris before today were the only men who scored for Humberland in what has been a pretty wretched season for them.
But it was certainly a good first half.
Clennon dashed with a right-footed strike. A lot of power, but no accuracy. That one hit 2.5 times the height of the goal.
Left to see if Morgan can continue his exploits in this second half. Pretty sure he would want to. Very efficient in his attacking play today. 4 shots on goal, 3 goals at 75% efficiency and accuracy. But the feature of his play has been those late runs.
Price reads well and intercepts the pass. Boris unable to receive though. Watson goes wide. Rodens pass upfield. And now a feeble Chambers. Had an attacking role Chambers did when he played for Reno in the Premier League. But has primarily been used as a defensive player for Humberland.
Yeah, I think Humberland as well, short on players in certain departments, as we see, as we have said earlier before, with Vanzi going into defence. Chambers here playing centre back as well, but speaks to his versatility. So we see a tug there on Garnett. Williams, the man who manhandled Garnett.
Yeah.
Man they say they call country.
Price goes to the left side. Morgan takes the return pass. Garnett, Morgan again. Good exchange of passes, and Garnett looks skillful on the left. Roisin Thompson scored against Fear last week. Thompson strike! It's over the top and puts our cameraman in some evasive mode just then.
Yeah, I felt he would have opened his body, take it on the right and strike, but I guess he favours the left, so he closed his body when he controlled it and just put it back on his left. Here we see here taking it, that not opening up the body, but maybe just looking for more of the goal, and so he came inside, went with the left, and just over the top, falling away all the time.
Yeah, those cameras are pretty expensive, so he'll better watch where he puts his shots.
For Humberland's, for Tivoli's sake, you feel he wants to get it on goal.
Pennycook hasn't been asked to do too much today. I think his captain Price has been a little bit more busy than he has. Morgan with the assist this time, looking for Gray.
I think he played that one with possibly the weaker foot there, because going with the left there. Didn't get the curl he wanted on it. But again, still being given a lot of time and space, Morgan.
I think he's offside, Dave, or agree. Yes, he is. Tivoli to close off their campaign next weekend against bottom of the table Malines. So if they end up with a victory that they're on course for here at the moment, they would pretty much fancy themselves secure. Pennycook under some pressure. Lewin gets away from him. Oh, he goes for goal himself on the near post.
Yeah, Dallas least pleased with that decision and effort from Lewin. Dallas was fast arriving at the far post and felt it should have been played across to him from Lewin. And I think Cumberland getting some more joy since switching their play from 4 at the back, going 3 at the back.
Great headed pass there from Clennon. Yeah, that wasn't the best option.
No, not at all. And for a moment there, for the first time, I think it was Pennycook who he said didn't have much to do, and when he did have some work to do there, Lewin got the better of him.
Yeah, I think the angle of the pass though had set Lewin in an advantageous position anyhow.
Most definitely, and once he got into the box, Pennycook was not going to try and make any contact.
I wonder what his thoughts are at the moment. Probably looking ahead to next season.
Yeah, most likely. Pretty used to what he's seen out here for this season, so it's the same thought that he would have had many times over this season.
Fancy wants the ball. Fancy's asking Lewis to find the spot in the box there where he can get to it. Overhit. Goal kick. Fancy pressing forward there into the box, looking for goals. Has scored 71% of their goals before today. Andrew Vanzi of Humberland's goals, so with the exception of Malines with Nicholas Nelson's numbers, the highest percentage individual scorer for any team, Vanzi and Nicholas Nelson. Both 5 of their team's 7 goals coming into today. Clennon with a header, punched away by Watkins.
This is a smart save from Watkins. Had to get down pretty sharp. It was a decent header from Clennon, heading it down as they would ask you to do as an attacker. But on that occasion, Watkins equal to the task.
Left-footed strike, blocked with Dallas. Clennon boring his way into the box, under some pressure now, and he's lost it to Flemings. Nelson can't keep it in. I think he's given up a corner, has he, or is it a throw?
Yeah, Humberland really committing a lot. The last set piece, they committed 7 players in the box and really pushing.
There's the Clennon header.
Yeah.
Did really well there.
Did well, had to climb over Price.
Which isn't easy. Fleming gets it one away and over the fence.
Kirk Lewis looking to put another ball into the box to create a goal. He was the player that hit the corner that came off Clennon onto Lewin, who scored.
Good firm corner. Fleming's header doesn't get the ball away. Clennon with a strike, but it's blocked by Shane Thompson, who gets in the way.
Dallas was coming out from an offside position, so he didn't want to touch it, and good decision here, because had he done so, would have been a free kick for Tivoli, but let it run for a corner.
Taken short this time. Lewis slides the ball across. Pennycook with the header out. So Tivoli's defense line being given some work now.
Yeah, Humberland having a real go at this one.
Wow, that's what pressure does.
Yeah.
Mark Rodney. So Deborah Gray bearing down on him to challenge, and just lost his cool there. So honestly, just in the space of about a minute or a minute and a half. 5 corners. Most of them down the other end with Humberland, but
maybe those.
Now there's a Tivoli one coming for us. Watkins is going to get some medical attention.
Yeah, maybe those 5 corners have had its toll on him, having to do a lot of work inside there. He had to make a smart save. That's when it started from Clennon. It was a firm save too, and good technique. He parried it around the post, out of the danger area. So often we see shots like, or headers like that, and goalkeepers effecting the save but putting it back into the danger zone. Northumberland, they went to 3 at the back, 5 in the middle there, 2 up front, or sometimes looking like a 3-4-3. Certainly getting a lot of joy from it. Maybe it's food for thought for Coach Price as he looks forward to next season. You see Clennon here with the other smart save there from Watkins. Both hands to it, firm, and getting it around the post. But decent leap from Clennon.
Here's the Tivoli corner. Tivoli trying to keep the pressure on. Quick throw. Yeah, I'm not sure if you would have beaten the goalkeeper with that strike.
Yeah, he has made a solid contribution so far to this game, Campbell. He did save a goal by heading a ball off the line. Player who also have done his exploits.
Great, slice the ball inside. Nelson trying to set Morgan, but he misses the 4. Sliding effort there to block the effort. Morgan had a chance for his 4th of the afternoon. He's with the ball now, Morgan. Bowers.
Morgan, a dangerous player. If anything that you can say bad about his performance so far is that with that shot, it's pretty much spoiled somewhat his efficiency or accuracy level. That would have been his 5th shot at goal. Really a big performance from Morgan. Looking to get the 4th of this game, as we said earlier, 1st hat-trick of the season. And I'm pretty sure that would not have been the play if you'd asked anyone who would have scored a hat-trick this season. His name probably wouldn't even be on the list.
No, I'm sure it wouldn't. Maybe Akwasa Chong.
Morgan there. Certainly the difference between the 2 teams.
Chung, the 22-year-old Harborview striker, still a leading scorer with 6 goals in the Golden Boot race. Fancy, Nelson and Andre Fletcher all have 5.
I feel Chung would have to come with his shooting boots or his goal-scoring boots on when Harborview plays Arnett Garden in their last game, in their efforts to try and get themselves into the top 6. Slim hopes of that, but if he has a good game, then they stand a good chance.
Nelson. Morgan. Still Morgan. His pass is cut off. Good defensive work, and there goes Clennon. Offside.
Yeah.
Lewin should have done better there. He was right in the line of sight where the play was. He could have seen where he was. Oh, great skill here from Thompson. Oh, that was a good pass intended inside there for Devroy Gray, but Gray didn't carry the run through. Maybe he thought he would have gone in an offside position, so he just checked his run a bit. I think Thompson's pass was intended for a Gray that continued running, and that didn't happen, so the pass didn't come off.
Yeah, the intention was quite good, but I think the game is just a little bit too open, you feel, for Tivoli's liking. It's just end-to-end somewhat, and Umberland getting a few good look-ins. Tivoli will want to manage this one much better. They won't want to throw away their advantage. Clennon there, who needed to have made a pass earlier for the run of Lewin, but I think he was trying to get the ball out of his foot. Lewin, as you rightfully said, Lance, should have gone across. His run was a bit too straight, and I don't think he was paying attention to the fact that Clennon didn't have the ball under full control.
Great with the left-footed strike, but the whistle had gone. Clennon puts the chase on here, but Watkins gets there before him, and for the second time in the match there's been a collision between Clennon and Watkins.
Yeah, Clennon believing he had all right to go for that one, but did he go for it in the right way? Watkins feeling the effects of Clennon. Clennon still contesting that Watkins didn't have the ball, and it was a fair challenge. We'll see here.
Both charged for the ball. Wow.
Yeah.
Watkins left the ball and went to Clennon
to block his path. He wasn't in control of the ball.
No.
It was a risky play. That's given the referee a decision to make. And again, Clennon feels like he's been wrongly dealt with by referee on this occasion again. First occasion he was clattered in by goalkeeper Watkins. This time he clattered into Watkins, but Watkins, you feel, if an attacker goes at a player, plays the ball around, and the player moves to block his path, then it's going to be a free kick.
Yeah.
Or maybe they would contest that. Maybe the ball was going away from Clennon. He didn't have a chance to get in it. Clennon would pretty much feel he was going to get to that one.
Yeah, I don't think the ball had enough pace to get away from Clennon. I thought his pace would have taken him to the ball.
So then he has a case then?
I think so. Morgan down for the moment. Up and ready again. 62nd minute we're in. Tivoli continuing to lead Humberland by 3-1. Tivoli, apart from the moment just before the half-time break when Lewin scored for Humberland, continuing to look solid in defence. Only Veer have conceded fewer goals than they have. Here comes Lewin. Flemings puts the pressure on. Right across the goal, number 2 for Humberland, and Andre Clennon pulls one back for the Clarendon side, and we now have a game on our hands. Clennon's first goal of the season.
Yes, beautiful goal there, and give Lewin credit. Beautiful fade there, just a shape to go inside, and then went outside, and having a good game here was Price, but once he tied him turn, it was always going to be easy tap-in for Clennon. Cute ball across the box from Lewin, and he kept his composure. So often before that he had an opportunity to set up Dallas from that side. He learned pretty quickly, because on this occasion didn't go for goal. Had a beautiful ball across the box, and Clennon really couldn't miss from that distance out. It was put on a platter for him, but beautiful work to leave a Price there. I mean, bamboozled him with that drop of the shoulder.
Yeah, so 4 goals last season for Andre Clennon, first of the season 2021, and he'd be happy about that, especially because of the clashes he's had with goalkeeper Watkins so far in this match.
Yeah, he will be quite pleased. He's gotten one over him, and from a position of comfort and dominance, Tivoli now have anxious moments here.
Yeah, and here I was just talking about their proficiency in defence.
Yeah, but you know, I did say earlier, Lance, that the game was just a bit too open, I think, for Tivoli's liking.
Lewin again. Goes wide to Clennon. Clennon's cross inside. Overhit. Yeah, just a little bit over anxious there, Clennon.
was a good goal, and this change of system here for Humberland really reaping dividends. It's looking like they have Lewin who drops back at times, but it's certainly looking like 3-5-2. Well, they have runners on the outside. Clennon continue to be that point player. But it's so easy for them to have gone to that and commit so many players forward, because not much to play for here, and they're really making it difficult for Tivoli.
Williams. Foul. Yeah, I think Garnett was fouled there by Graham. Free kick to Tivoli. So Tivoli looking urgent again, because they have seen their 2-goal lead disappear in a flash. So they were leading comfortably by 3-0 after 35 minutes. And now 65 minutes in, they're only in front by 1, 3-2. Rasheen Thompson. Ball cut off there as Bowers couldn't hold it. Now Fancy finds Clennon. Clennon under a lot of pressure from Pennicook, and Thompson comes and gives some support to his central defender and breaks the play up, but a throw here to Humberland. So a 5-goal game at the moment.
I think it's only the second one of the season. I think we had one with Harbourview and Humberland, and Veer rather. Harbourview lost that one by 3-2. But again, I want to give Coach Price a lot of credit. He's come on a lot of pressure this season, haven't had a decent season, but when he made a substitution to pull out his number 13 Mark Rodney,
Watkins comes through and grabs the ball up there, averts the danger for Tivoli, at least for the moment.
Yes, and he made the change, and in the end he's seeing getting a lot of joy from it. He brought on Williams, and he has really rejigged his formation here and is getting the best out of his team.
Williams with a strike on goal, but Watkins on the near post is right there for it. So in the earlier match we saw Dunbeholden have the opportunity to get 3 points slip. Tivoli would want to ensure that that doesn't happen to them here.
Yeah, he's shaping up for the same thing. It's now only 1 goal in it, just as it was with Dunbeholden and Arnott, and Indian Arnott came back.
Shavar Campbell gets some pressure from behind by Graham. And the referee awards a free kick to Humberland. No.
It is for Tivoli.
For Tivoli, yeah. Tivoli,
yeah. Judged to have been fouled there. Campbell, a player who has plied his trade at Village United in Trelawney, Falmouth, and Savannah FC in Westmoreland, now defunct. But he's certainly nowhere near that. He's very much an active and efficient player.
Yeah, Graham just committing the foul there, and Bowers and Morgan are both lining up behind the ball. I think Morgan is going to strike it. Australia had 3 goals so far this afternoon, and now Humberland boosting their numbers in the wall to 3, and it's confirmed that Morgan will strike because Bowers has stepped away from the scene of the crime. Good strike on goal, punched over the top. Oh, Horatio Morgan is on fire.
And I think he's even affected an injury on goalkeeper there, Morgan. Very well executed free kick, coming very close to getting his 4th in this game. Really having an excellent game, and it would be a travesty for his team not to take all 3 points today with all the effort he has put in. Even getting a congratulatory tap on the chest there from his opponent. But again, beautiful delivery here, and every inch of his body there, Petrie had to use to effect that save. A small player, but a very potent one.
The 37-year-old Javon Watson having a word there with young Morgan.
Passing on all the advice, you feel?
Yeah. Yeah, the problems here for the Humberland team because they've come into this fixture with one goalkeeper on their roster.
Yeah, so they'll be concerned here. They've come very close here to getting back into this one. It's very often, always the case. I don't know if that player is already on the field, but very often in a squad as a coach, there's always a player there who sometimes tries his luck in goal. So Coach Price will have to run his memory bank to, if needs be. But I'm pretty sure they'll do everything to get Petrie back involved in this one. But that might be a sign too for Tivoli Gardens, who seen their 2-goal or 3-goal advantage dwindle down to 1 now. Will feel like maybe that's a sign for them to, or a trigger for them to go shooting at goal. With an injury, Petrie looking to continue.
Yes, so this is the water break. Andrew Price, the Humberland coach, having some serious words there with Gregory Lewis, the 33-year-old. Yeah, that was a save that probably stretched his back too much.
Fell awkwardly as well.
Yeah, he looks unsteady, but he's going to continue. "20 minutes remaining. And we're about to have the restart. And Humberland, their season now fruitless because there will be no playoff football for them this season. But I guess they want to leave 2021 football with some good memories. And pressing Tivoli in a 5-goal game so far certainly qualifies. An appeal for a handball. Referee Dewar not interested.
Yeah, this is a second appeal from, well, for a handball in that box.
Morgan takes it down with the left foot, but Vanza gets in the way and just protects the ball over the touchline. Jermaine Teddy Johnson warming up for Tivoli, so he is likely to get some action pretty soon, the number 10.
Tivoli will be looking to try and regain their 2-goal advantage. It's just too close for comfort, but I just think they didn't manage this second half too well. Once Sunderland made the switch in formation and started pressuring them, they went heave-ho with them, trying to go toe-to-toe, and was just too open, and in the end left the door too wide open, and Sunderland have really gone into it and is really making life difficult for them in these closing moments.
Bars, Thompson, Nelson, Gray's on the far post waiting for it, but the cross doesn't come his way. Goal kick to Humberland, who are playing at a pretty rapid pace at the moment because they're harboring thoughts, I'm sure, of snatching an equalizer here to put this game at 3-3. We expect Jermaine Johnson to come onto the field soon. Tivoli still holding more ball possession at 52% over Humberland. If Johnson comes onto the field shortly, we'll have a 41-year-old in Johnson for Tivoli and a 37-year-old in Javon Watson for Humberland. Watson, of course, very, very experienced, 85 international caps with 4 goals for Jamaica, and some solid MLS experience as well in the USA with the Houston Dynamo, FC Dallas, and the New England Revolution. New England Revolution, of course, the club that the outstanding Grenadian Shalry Joseph was very proficient and prolific for, several times MLS All-Star for the New England Revolution. Shalry Joseph, the dreadlocked holding midfielder from the Spice Isle.
Certainly spiced up the MLS, but I think...
Good corner here for Tivoli. Header attempted on goal. Williams Clennon trying to retrieve it but can't keep it in.
I think Coach Price will also point to the fact that Javon Watson came in halfway through the season pretty much, and maybe had he been there before would have helped his season to be better. So came in late because his intention wasn't to play here in the Premier League. He was just trying to get fit when he started training with them to get himself ready for a contract in the Middle East. That never materialized apparently, and decided to give them a helping hand, and he has certainly done a good job.
Yeah, I guess his fitness would have increased over the past couple of weeks with more diligent training. Morgan's cross inside, but the header out for the Humberland defence. So Morgan not only wants to score goals, he wants to assist on scoring them as well, because he has had a couple of good plays inside the box so far in this fixture.
Yeah, Morgan really doing all he can to try and see if he can get that 2-goal lead back, because I mean, it's always good for a player to have a good personal performance in a game, but for them, yeah, the team performance comes first. So he continues to do all he can to get them back into a 2-goal cushion position.
Vanzi with a free kick for Humberland. 4 green shirts to aim at on the edge of the 18-yard box. Now make that 5 because Graham has joined them. Here comes Lewin, the danger man, and goal scorer for Humberland. Graham is in support, but he wants to go in the middle. Well, now he gives it to Graham. Clennon wants the ball. Goes up for the header, Clennon. And it was Dallas with a right-footed strike on goal that was directed for the far post, and I don't think missed by that far.
No, and
yeah, judging from the goalkeeper's reaction, he went at it frantically because he thought it was goal. It was close enough to his goal.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Yeah, to ensure.
Fleming will feel like he did much better this time on Lewin. Yeah, pretty close there. Lewin just shaping up to get past Fleming, but saw a little chuckle after that he felt his job was well done when he caused Lewin to pass backwards.
Flemings. Gray. Pennycook gets in the way as Lewin tried to go forward down the left side. The whistle from referee Dewar was there as well.
Yeah, I think he called it back. Williams really was under pressure, and unfairly so, when he tried to get his pass off, looking to play advantage. It wasn't coming.
Yeah, Vanzi's pass, I'm not too sure who that was intended for, but I think he's complaining that Dallas didn't move inside, which is where he probably expected him to go.
Yeah, you'd expect your player to at least gamble.
Fleming's unable to keep the ball in. Throw to Humberland. Just over 12 minutes of normal time remaining. Tivoli on the live table, currently second in the points table on goal difference behind Waterhouse, both with 16 points. Price manhandles Dallas. Campbell.
Again, Gregory Lewis really in the last few seconds, some good play there from him.
Morgan. Offside call against Gray. Sometimes he's a little too quick, Gray, for his own good.
And with the speed he has, he doesn't have to cheat, you feel. Could start from a few yards behind and get the better of Vanzi. But yeah, he certainly looked offside from the ball was played.
Tivoli getting ready to make a change now. And it's not Johnson at the moment. Looks to be Is it Elliott? No, it's not Elliott. Justin Dunn it is.
And Rashane Thompson comes out.
Big long kick downfield by Roden. Dallas trying to get by Campbell, but can't. Clennon. Garnett trying to get the ball out with a header, but he's fouled. Free kick to Humberland inside. No, free kick to Tivoli just on the edge of their own 18-yard box. Yeah. Garnett just holding on to his ear there as he was clattered into as he went up for the headed clearance. And there's the substitute Justin Dunn in the 21 shirt in for Rashane Thompson. Yeah, bit of a shout there on the referee to call something on that play.
Yeah, for a moment he put the whistle to his mouth and wonder if he was considering. Then he decided against it. And it is the hat-trick man that is down.
Yeah. Shamar Roden over him there in the 18 shirt for Humberland. Let's have a look at that again. Yeah, both went for the ball and...
Yeah, I don't think there was anything doing in that. He got his feet in front of the defender and just got a tangle of legs.
If any foul was there marginally, it would have been the foul on Chambers in defence for Humberland.
Yeah, because I think Morgan was holding a little bit as well.
Yeah. So we're in the final 9 minutes now, plus time to be added on for stoppages. Yeah, Chambers looks to be in some discomfort here. Has played reasonably well in defence for Humberland today. But they've not been good defensively this year. They haven't been good offensively either. But they've given up, I think, 18 goals so far this season. Humberland, more than any other team in the Premier League. There goes Lewin trying to get some room here. And Lewin goes right across the box. He's fouled. Wins a free kick. Yeah, Lewin has been a live wire for Humberland today. He had this ball from the left side of the field. And I thought he was dribbling inside to set himself up for a shot. But each time he went inside, the Tivoli defenders were covering well. So he kept having to go further and further to his right.
Yeah, he's really had a good game, a goal and an assist in this one. So playing a part in both Humberland goals.
The only other team in the Premier League at the moment to give up 15 or more goals in the season would have been Malines with 15. Humberland started today with 15, but they are now 18, so they are the #1 team on the worst defense list.
Not surprising, they're sitting at the bottom of the table with that type of record. One that I think Coach Price won't want to hear too much about, but certainly will have to correct it.
Watkins setting his wall up, a 3-man wall here, and Fancy, who scored a wonderful free kick last time in Matron in game week 9, has a chance here to score number 6 for the season.
And the two substitutions, Humberland, they did make 2 substitutions before this free kick here, looking to push ahead. And Mike Perkins is on, and Gregory Morgan is also on. Gregory Lewis came out.
Yeah, the referee's ready. And Fancy's ready as well. Corner.
Yeah, I think that frantic behaviour in the box there or around it is because they know what Vanzi could do, and it has led to Lewin getting into a tangle or an argument there. And I think Flemings is the player that is the one that is targeted by Lewin, and because he got the better of Fleming
Flemings with a header out.
Yeah, I'd said earlier that there were some words exchanged between Lewin and Flemings as he approached him after having that trickery on Fleming and getting the better of him. I think he's just taunting Fleming and Fleming not liking it. Fleming's not liking it.
Fancy retrieves, goes back to his goalkeeper Petrie, whose pass out is very, very poor. And Bowers has a chance here now. Devroy Gray to make it 4 goals on the season, and he's back as Tivoli's leading scorer. Devroy Gray. 4-2 to Tivoli over Humberland. And what a howler from Petrie in goal for Humberland.
Howler, to say the least. They're really an unfair. It's not really. I think it's really hard on Humberland what they have done for them to go down by 4 goals here. It was poor by the goalkeeper. A pass out straight down the centre, and despite all the efforts from his defenders to try and bail him out, it was such a bad pass. You felt the opportunity had gone because there was a heavy touch from the Tivoli attacker, but Gray was very calm in possession and getting his 4th of the season and Tivoli's 4th in this game, and pretty much you feel that is that for this one.
Yeah, it's what you call an insurance goal, because that's certainly what it looks like now. So Devroy Gray back as the lone scoring leader. He was joint scoring leader 2 minutes ago with the man of the moment, Horatio Morgan. But on 4 goals now this season, Devroy Gray is back as top of the scoring list for Tivoli Gardens, all by himself. Scored against Arnett Gardens, Waterhouse and Cavalier already, and his 4th comes against Humberland. In the meantime, Chambers is hurt. Did come out of for the challenge 3 or 4 minutes ago a little bit unsteadily, so I'm not sure if that has anything to do with the discomfort he's in at the moment as we head into the final 3.5 minutes of normal time.
Really criminal by Petrie. Really, with all the efforts, you feel that just knocked the stuffing out of any team. I mean, yes, they have had a bad season and they felt the stuffing would have been knocked out because they're at the bottom of the table, but they came into this game, and credit to them, they went 3 goals down on Milan, and they fought back much to because of his also decisions to change the system and make substitutions, and were looking to spoil Tivoli's party of being on the cusp, almost virtually, of securing a place in the top 6. And now it seems like with an unforced error, really not being able to trouble Tivoli for the remainder of this encounter.
Yeah, and while the stoppage was on, there was a substitution with Horatio Morgan, the 3-goal hero for Tivoli this afternoon, substituted, and Rodico Wellington on for him. Vanz's pass across to Roden. There goes Roden. Parkins, the substitute, forces the ball upfield. Williams under some pressure. Good skill on the ball, Williams. Great pass over to the right side from Watson. Clennon breaks free down the right side, gets the shot on goal. Yeah. On the near post. Certainly caught the attention of Watkins, but from that angle it would have been difficult.
Yeah, and you feel if the game continues much longer, they're going to still pose a threat, Humberland, and you feel we're going to have a fair amount of stoppages too, with goalkeeper Petrie had gone down earlier and just had a few stoppages there as well, so could be interesting to see what the fourth official will put up on the board. And for the time being, Jermaine Teddy Johnson looking to have his number put up on it.
Yeah.
Tight handle there for Clennon with a pass from the substitute Perkins. Just couldn't wrap his foot around. It was always going to be difficult to beat Watkins at his near post there.
Deveroy Gray's off, so he scores, and the two scorers for Tivoli Gardens are now off, having done their job. And some fresh legs to come on for the closing couple of minutes, because we're in the 90th minute now. And the game is about to be called off. Well, after stoppage time is added, of course. There's Trayvon Reed. So Humberland's frustrating season about to end, and with a performance like this against a smart-looking Tivoli team, to score 2 goals against them and press them into the closing minutes of a match would certainly make Andrew Price feel as if there were possibilities, as Jermaine Johnson officially on for Romain Bars. There were possibilities for this Humberland team to do a lot better than they have this season. They scored a late July victory over Waterhouse by 2 goals to 1, and Waterhouse are considered the best team in the league at the moment. So if you're bottom of the table and out of the playoffs with a wretched season, and you can at the end of that boast that you beat a top team like Waterhouse, they actually defeated Harbourview as well, who were one of the early season leaders. It shows that there's something in this Humberland team that just didn't come out this season.
Certainly, Lance, as I said before, this is just the 3rd time now that they've conceded 3 goals. It always has been 1 goal in it in the games they've lost. It's always been close for them and a nearly season for them. So, yeah, it's not all doom and gloom for this Humberland team. They just needed to, sometimes luck not on your side, and that has happened pretty much for them this season. We see Chambers injured here, just humbling off, unable to continue, and a late substitution for Humberland.
Yeah, not much time left. 4 minutes added on for stoppages, and there's a free kick that Humberland will effect. It's going to be struck left-footed. Can Humberland come up with something and make it 4-3 here? Well, no, they won't. Not in that instance, for sure. Fabian Pascoe is on now for Humberland. There goes Lewin. Pascoe the sub. Goes wide there to Lewis. Lewin again! What a finish! Lorenzo Lewin strikes a double. And Humberland pull another one back with just under 2 minutes remaining. 4-3 now the scoreline. Lorenzo Lewin on a double.
Yeah, Lance, you were saying that if this game went on much longer, we felt that Humberland would be able to continue to trouble this Tivoli team. And what a pass there. I think Price felt it had all gone and just didn't make that recovery run. So Price there just looking over his shoulder and thinking, you know what, could be offside or I'm not going. But a neat finish there from Lewin. And as it with a minute to go in this one, maybe 30 seconds for the goal celebration, who knows? Maybe there's still something in it here, and time for Humberland to really spoil its party for good.
Yeah, well, their first match of the season that they have scored as many as 3 goals, and unfortunately for them, it is heading for a defeat. But Humberland has at least given themselves something to smile about here at the end of the season. And Pascoe, the substitute, on the right.
And to remember, Lance, one of the goals here was a giveaway by the goalkeeper, so it's what could have been here for Humberland.
Pascoe goes into the middle of the park. Good pass inside here to Lewin, man of the moment. Lewin does well. Still Lewin. Still Lewin. Now Pennycook gets the ball away. We're on to the end of stoppage time now, so referee Dwar will call an end to this one anytime now. And there he goes. A 7-game thriller. Tivoli 4-3 over Humberland. And what a match it turned out to be. Lorenzo Lewin with 2 goals. And there was an Andre Clennon goal as well to add some spice to the Humberland effort. So the men in green beaten by the men in tangerine. But we saw 7 goals and it was good.